In a world that never seems to pause, peace can feel impossible to find. Noise, stress, and endless demands seem to follow us everywhere. But there is a path to calm, even in chaos. Ancient spiritual teachings remind us that stillness lives within each of us. If you are willing to listen and practice simple steps each day, you can rediscover true peace in a world that refuses to stand still. Lesson 1. Prioritize quiet time daily. These practices have been taught for centuries to help people see clearly, calm their hearts, and accept life as it is. In a world that never stops, the mind is pulled in 1,000 directions. Worries about tomorrow, regrets about yesterday, endless thoughts swirl like a storm. Mindfulness trains you to see this storm without getting swept away by it. When you practice meditation, you learn to stay present. You notice each breath. You watch your thoughts come and go without clinging to them or pushing them away. This is powerful because it shows you that you are not your thoughts. You are the one who notices them. This simple understanding brings a deep sense of freedom. You can breathe. You can observe. You can let go. Just 5 or 10 minutes a day can bring you back to your center. You might sit on a cushion or a chair, close your eyes, and place your attention on your breath. When your mind wanders, gently bring it back. That's it. No struggle, no judgment. Over time, this practice builds an incredible strength. You gain the ability to pause before reacting. You become aware of your emotions before they sweep you away. You see things more clearly and make wiser choices. In stressful situations, this skill is priceless. It lets you remain calm even when everything feels out of control. Mindfulness and meditation do not remove problems from your life. Instead, they change how you meet those problems. You develop a quiet courage. You become steady, grounded, and compassionate toward yourself and others. As you meditate, remember to be kind to yourself. There is no need for perfection. The path is simply to return to this moment again and again. That is enough. In this moment, you will find peace waiting for you. And the more you practice, the easier it becomes to carry that peace with you wherever you go. In a world that keeps moving, mindfulness and meditation help you stand still inside, strong and at ease. One of the simplest but most powerful habits you can create is to carve out a quiet time every single day. Even if it is just for 10 minutes, this moment of silence can reset your mind and heart. The world pushes us to stay busy. People expect quick replies and instant results. But you have a right to step back, to retreat, and to care for your own spirit. This pause is not laziness. It is a way to recover your strength, to reflect, and to breathe without pressure. Quiet time can be sitting alone with your eyes closed, listening to your breath. It can be a moment of stillness in the morning before everyone else wakes up. Some people find peace sitting under a tree or in a silent room, free from devices. You do not have to be an expert meditator to benefit. Simply allow the noise of the world to fade for a moment and turn your focus inward. Notice how your body feels, listen to your heart, and let your thoughts settle. When you do this daily, you build a habit of returning to yourself, even when life grows stressful. Over time, this habit creates a protective space where no one can disturb you. It teaches you that calm is always within reach, no matter how loud the world becomes. The world cannot slow down for you. It will keep moving, rushing, shouting. That is its nature. But you can slow down, and that is your power. Make quiet time non-negotiable. Protect it as you would protect your health, because in many ways, it is the health of your mind. Your quiet time is the seed of peace. The more you nurture it, the more peace will blossom in your daily life. In a restless world, those who learn to prioritize stillness become unshakable, steady, and resilient. They do not just survive chaos, they thrive in spite of it. Lesson 2. Practice mindfulness and meditation. Mindfulness and meditation are beautiful gifts you can give to yourself each day. Lesson 3. Limit digital distractions. Modern life is flooded with digital noise. Notifications, messages, and endless scrolling steal our attention all day long. This digital world can feel overwhelming, draining your energy and making you restless. If you want to find peace, you must learn to limit these distractions. Stepping outside and breathing fresh air, feeling the warmth of the sun, or listening to the sound of rain can calm your mind like nothing else. The natural world is honest and peaceful. It asks nothing from you. It expects no achievements or status. When you walk among trees or sit by a stream, you are reminded of something pure and timeless. The world may rush around you, but nature holds steady, following its own ancient rhythm. Spending time in nature reconnects you with that rhythm. It reminds you to slow down, to pay attention, to appreciate each moment. You can walk barefoot on grass and feel the earth beneath your feet. You can watch birds, study flowers, or simply sit quietly and observe the sky. These small moments root you in the present, away from worries about the future or regrets about the past. Science shows nature lowers stress and lifts your mood. But beyond science, there is something spiritual about it. You remember you are part of a greater whole. You belong, just like the trees and the rivers belong. In a world obsessed with progress and achievement, this belonging is precious. You do not have to earn your worth in nature. You are welcome exactly as you are. Make it a habit to connect with the natural world often. It can be a short walk in a park, tending a small garden, or sitting by a lake. Even opening a window to feel the breeze or letting sunlight touch your face can make a difference. These gentle connections ground you. They remind you that peace is your birthright. When you feel anxious, return to nature. Let it teach you calm. Let it remind you that life unfolds in seasons with patience and grace. You too can grow at your own pace. In the silent language of trees and rivers, you will find the wisdom to live more peacefully. Nature is one of your greatest teachers. It shows you how to stay steady in a world that refuses to slow down, guiding you back to a sense of calm and balance whenever you need it. It does not mean you must quit technology completely. Instead, it means using it with wisdom. Start by setting simple boundaries. Decide when you will check your messages. Create phone-free times each day, especially in the morning and before bed. These boundaries allow your mind to rest and recover. Notice how you feel after long hours online. Often you are left exhausted, irritable, and anxious without even knowing why. This is the price of overstimulation. By limiting digital noise, you protect your peace. You create mental space for clarity and calm. You may notice you have more time to read, to think, to simply be present with the people you love. These moments of presence bring deep joy that no social media feed can replace. Another powerful practice is to turn off notifications for non-essential apps. Let yourself check messages when you choose, not when your phone demands it. Regain your freedom. If you want to go deeper, consider taking one day each week to disconnect as much as possible. Spend that day enjoying nature, reading, or simply resting. These digital breaks are like fresh air for your mind. They remind you that life is not measured by likes, comments, or constant updates. Real life happens in the quiet spaces in between. Protect those spaces. When you choose to limit digital distractions, you take back control of your attention. You train yourself to focus on what matters, to respond instead of react, and to live more intentionally. You will feel calmer, lighter, and more peaceful. You do not have to reject the modern world to find peace. You simply have to manage it wisely. Make conscious choices about where you place your attention. Your mind is precious. Treat it with care, and it will reward you with greater clarity, peace, and happiness in every part of your life. Lesson 4. Connect with nature regularly. Nature has a quiet power that soothes even the most restless heart. Lesson 5. Set healthy boundaries. Learning to set healthy boundaries is an act of self-respect and love. In a world that pulls you in countless directions, boundaries protect your peace. They tell the world what you can accept and what you cannot. Trying to hold on to all of it will only exhaust you. Peace comes when you learn to focus on what is truly yours to influence. You can guide your own thoughts, your own reactions, and your own choices. That is where your power lives. Many people waste years trying to change others or worrying about events far outside their reach. This only drains their spirit. You can release yourself from this burden by accepting what you cannot change. When you do, your energy returns, and you can focus on what you can actually do. You might not be able to control the traffic, but you can control how you respond to delays. You cannot control other people's opinions, but you can control whether you let them define your worth. This shift in focus is liberating. It feels like a weight lifted from your shoulders. You start to live more lightly, more peacefully. Each time you notice yourself worrying about things you cannot change, pause, breathe. Gently bring your attention back to what is in front of you, what you can shape. This practice grows your inner strength. You become calm, unshaken by the chaos around you. It is like standing in the eye of a storm, centered and steady while the winds swirl. This ability to focus on your own choices helps you live with greater purpose. You waste less time on frustration and more time creating positive change. Remember, the only true control you have is over yourself. That is enough. It is more than enough. When you manage your own mind, you become a peaceful influence on others. You model calmness and courage. Your peace becomes a gift, spreading to those around you. Do not try to rule the whole world. Rule your own mind. That is the path to freedom. When you focus on what you can control, you reclaim your life from worry and fear. You begin to build a foundation of calm that no outside event can break. That is how peace grows strong, even in a world that never stops moving. Many people struggle with guilt when they set limits. They fear disappointing others or appearing selfish. But protecting your energy is never selfish. It is necessary if you want to stay whole and peaceful. Healthy boundaries can look simple. Saying no when you need rest. Refusing to take on more than you can handle. Limiting how much negativity you allow into your day. These boundaries are not walls to keep everyone out. They are gentle fences that keep your spirit safe. They allow you to share your gifts with others without draining yourself. It takes courage to set these limits. You might worry what people will think or fear losing their approval. But you will discover that true peace begins when you honor your own needs. When you respect yourself, others will learn to respect you too. You teach the world how to treat you by how you treat yourself. Boundaries also help you focus. Without them, you may find yourself scattered, chasing too many demands and burning out. With them, you can give your best where it matters most. You protect your time, your energy, and your heart. This is how you create a sustainable life of calm. Start small if it feels hard. Practice saying no kindly but firmly. Remind yourself that every time you honor your limits, you grow stronger. You do not have to explain yourself in detail. A simple, "I'm not available for that," can be enough. Boundaries are an act of kindness to yourself and to others. When you are rested and whole, you can give freely and joyfully. Without them, you give from emptiness, which leads only to resentment and pain. The world will never stop asking for more, but you can stop and draw a line. That is your power. Your peace depends on it. When you set healthy boundaries, you build a calm and resilient life, able to stand firm even when the world keeps spinning fast around you. Lesson 6. Focus on what you can control. So much of life is beyond your control. Weather changes, people change, the world changes. Lesson 7. Cultivate gratitude. Gratitude is a simple but powerful practice that transforms how you see your life. It takes your focus away from what is missing and shines light on what is already good. In a world that constantly reminds you of what you lack, gratitude reminds you of what you have. It helps you rise above the constant rush and noise. Without meaning, days blend together, and life can feel empty. Purposeful actions, however small, bring a quiet peace that busy distractions cannot replace. You do not need to do grand or heroic things to live meaningfully. Small, sincere efforts count. Helping a neighbor, sharing a kind word, creating something beautiful, or learning a new skill can all be meaningful. When you align your actions with your values, you build a steady foundation for peace. In a world that measures success by speed and productivity, meaning reminds you why you are here. It connects you to something deeper. Meaningful activities engage your heart and mind in healthy, healing ways. They protect you from boredom, restlessness, and the temptation to waste time on empty distractions. When you are engaged in what truly matters, you are less likely to be overwhelmed by worries. Your focus stays clear, and your spirit feels satisfied. Find time to reflect on what brings meaning to your life. What do you care about? What activities lift your mood and inspire you? Make space for these things regularly. They will help you build resilience and joy, even on stressful days. This might be as simple as spending time with your children, working on a hobby, or volunteering for a cause that speaks to your heart. These moments give your days a sense of purpose and structure. They remind you that you are more than your struggles. You are capable of bringing light into the world. That is a beautiful source of peace. Do not let meaningless busyness fill every moment. Choose what matters and let it guide you. Meaning acts as a compass, showing you the way through confusion and chaos. When you focus on meaningful activities, you step into your true power. You begin to live fully, with a sense of direction and calm that cannot be shaken. Your peace deepens, rooted in your daily actions and choices. Through this, you will stand strong in a world that is always rushing, confident in the value of your own purpose. When you take time each day to reflect on small blessings, your heart grows lighter. You feel calmer and more content. This is not about ignoring pain or pretending that everything is perfect. It is about balancing your view so that you do not drown in negativity. Gratitude teaches you to notice the warmth of the sun, the kindness of a friend, or the comfort of a safe home. These gifts may seem ordinary, but they are precious. You can keep a gratitude journal, writing down 3 things each day that make you feel thankful. Even on difficult days, there is always something to appreciate. A breath, a moment of rest, a smile. Gratitude is a quiet resistance against the endless pressure of the world. It reminds you that peace can be found in simple moments. When you practice it regularly, you strengthen your mind against fear and worry. You become more resilient, more open-hearted, and more generous. Gratitude also helps you treat others with greater kindness. When you see how much you have, you feel more willing to share and to help. This creates a cycle of goodness. Your gratitude lifts others, and their gratitude lifts you. You begin to see the world through a softer, more compassionate lens. Gratitude is like watering a garden. What you water grows. If you water frustration and anger, they will expand. If you water gratitude, your peace will blossom. The world will always try to show you its flaws, but you can choose to notice its wonders instead. Each day, pause and give thanks. Feel the gentle joy of being alive. Recognize that even small blessings can bring great peace. Your gratitude is a shield against the chaos of the world, a quiet anchor to hold you steady. Practice it until it becomes second nature. Gratitude is not only a feeling, but a way of life. And through it, you will discover a deep, lasting peace that no hardship can fully take away. Lesson 8. Engage in meaningful activities. When you fill your life with meaningful activities, you nourish your spirit. Meaning gives direction and purpose. Lesson 9. Seek supportive relationships. Human beings are not meant to walk alone. Supportive relationships are essential for peace and well-being. In a world that demands so much from you, having people who understand, care, and uplift you is a priceless gift. When you surround yourself with kind, compassionate people, you create a safe space where you can breathe and be yourself. These connections help you recharge and face the world's challenges with courage. Friends, family, mentors, they can remind you of your strengths when you forget them. They offer perspective and comfort. Sometimes their simple presence is enough to help you find calm in chaos. If you feel alone, do not hesitate to reach out. There are kind hearts everywhere, ready to listen and support you. You do not need a large circle. Even one or two genuine, trustworthy people can make a difference. Prioritize relationships that feel balanced and respectful. Avoid those that drain you or bring constant drama. Remember that you also have a role in these connections. Offer your kindness, your patience, and your support in return. Relationships are a two-way flow. They grow stronger when both sides give and receive. Sharing your struggles honestly can be healing. You do not need to pretend to be perfect. Being real builds deeper bonds and invites others to be real too. These true connections protect your peace. They act like anchors, holding you steady when life grows wild. When you celebrate together, you multiply joy. When you grieve together, you lighten sorrow. Supportive relationships remind you that you do not have to carry everything alone. You belong, and you matter. Make time to nurture these bonds. Check in on loved ones, listen deeply, and show up for them. These small acts strengthen the web of connection that supports you in return. In a world that moves fast, people sometimes forget to connect meaningfully. Slow down and prioritize it. Real connection is rare and precious. When you build and cherish supportive relationships, you create a circle of peace around your heart. That peace becomes your strength, helping you face every storm with courage and calm. It is one of the greatest treasures you will ever have. Lesson 10. Accept imperfections. Perfection is a trap that steals peace. The world is quick to point out flaws and to demand impossible standards. If you chase perfection, you will always feel behind, always unworthy, always stressed. Peace begins when you accept imperfection, in yourself, in others, and in life itself. Imperfection is part of being human. It is natural, honest, and real. When you embrace this truth, a heavy burden lifts. You no longer have to perform or pretend. You can relax into being yourself, just as you are. Acceptance does not mean giving up on growth. It means allowing yourself to grow with kindness, not harshness. You can still improve and strive for better things, but from a place of self-love instead of self-criticism. This gentle approach creates peace. You learn to forgive mistakes, to see setbacks as lessons, and to keep going with compassion. You also learn to accept others more gracefully. No one is perfect, and expecting perfection only causes frustration and conflict. By letting go of unrealistic demands, you open the door to understanding and harmony. Life will never unfold exactly as you plan. Accepting this truth helps you adapt with greater ease. When plans fail or surprises come, you will bend instead of break. This flexibility is a gift. It protects your peace in a world that changes constantly. Remind yourself that imperfection does not mean failure. It means you are alive, learning, and trying. That is enough. Give yourself permission to rest, to recover, and to keep going. Small flaws do not erase your worth. They make you human, relatable, and beautifully real. You do not have to prove anything to the world. You only need to live in alignment with your heart. When you make peace with imperfection, you find freedom. You discover you are strong enough to handle life's messiness. You become more resilient, more joyful, and more at ease. This acceptance is the foundation of lasting calm. Let go of impossible standards. Embrace what is real and true. You will breathe easier, love deeper, and live with a sense of peace that no perfect image could ever give you. This is how you stand steady in a world that never stops, rooted in the beauty of your perfectly imperfect self.